Super Bowl, homeboy.
Hey everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Final Whistle Chronicles. I'm your host, Riley Loper. Today, we're diving into the unforgettable Super Bowl 59 matchup, where the Philadelphia Eagles clawed their way through the playoffs and soared to a stunning 40-22 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. What a game! It was a clash of titans with a story of redemption, a legacy on the line, and moments that will be etched in NFL history for decades to come. Now, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs entered Super Bowl 59 with an eye on the history books. They were aiming to become the first team to ever achieve a three-peat. 3 consecutive Super Bowl victories, a feat that would have been so legendary. Even the mighty Thor might have had to toss his hammer and take notes. The Chiefs, led by the dynamic Patrick Mahomes, were the clear favorites. But let's be real, the Eagles were the last team they probably wanted to face while chasing this monumental achievement. But, spoiler alert, history wasn't made this time. Instead, a new chapter was written by a team that had something to prove. And I'm not just talking about just the Eagles. I'm talking about a new breed of Eagles, led by their fearless quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts. For Hurts, this Super Bowl wasn't just about the trophy. It was personal. In 2023, he had taken the Eagles to the brink of glory, only to fall short to, well, you guessed it, the Chiefs. Ouch. And that sting, Hurts just let it fade into the background. No, he kept it front and center, setting a picture of that painful loss as his phone's home screen. Yeah, that's right. He carried that loss everywhere as a reminder of what he had to overcome. But this season, it was a different Hurts. It was the same fiery competitor, but with a whole new chip on his shoulder. And man, did that chip pay off. Hurts' leadership, combined with a laser-focused mindset, culminated in one of the most impressive Super Bowl performances we've seen in recent years, securely locking in his first ever Super Bowl victory and silencing the ghosts of that 2023 loss once and for all. Now, let's get into the good stuff. The first half. The Eagles, they came out swinging, like they've been saving up all year for this moment. Their defense? An absolute masterpiece. The Chiefs' offense, which had been unguardable all season, was suddenly like a tiger caught up in a net. The Eagles made Mahomes look like he was just trying to juggle flaming swords while riding a unicycle. The defense applied constant pressure, and Mahomes honestly couldn't find his rhythm. The secondary, on another level, blanketing the Chiefs receivers like a group of ninja bodyguards. By the time halftime rolled around, the Chiefs were staring down the barrel of a 24-0 deficit. It was the largest halftime deficit in Super Bowl history. Yeah, history. Offensively, the Eagles were surgical. Hurts, ever the master strategist, connected with his playmakers to methodically drive down the field and rack up touchdowns. And it wasn't just through the air. Hurts also got it done with his legs. The running game, a perfect compliments to Ertz's air attack, chewing up clock and forcing the Chiefs' defense into submission. It was a balanced offensive assault that left Kansas City looking like they have been hit by a steamroller. Halftime came and the Eagles had built that monstrous 24-0 lead. Let that sink in. The largest halftime deficit ever in Super Bowl history. If you were a Chiefs fan, you probably wanted to check the weather, hoping that maybe, just maybe, the rain would wash away the pain. The Chiefs, stuck in quicksand. The Eagles, sitting pretty, like they own the place. But we all know Patrick Mahomes doesn't go down without a fight. He came out in the second half like a man possessed, trying to spark a rally. And rally they did. Sort of. They put a few points on the board, but the Eagles' defense kept them at bay. Mahomes was under constant duress. His offensive line couldn't buy him a moment apiece, and every time he tried to make a play, it felt like the Eagles' pass rush was already there, knocking the ball out of his hands before he could blink. At one point, the Eagles had extended their lead to 40-6. That's right, a 34-point gap in the Super Bowl, the largest point differential in the history of the big game. The Eagles weren't just winning, they were making a statement. It was like a mic drop from 50 yards out. And I'm here for it. And let's talk about Jalen Hurts. This just wasn't any performance. Hurts threw for 221 yards, tossed 2 touchdown passes, and ran for another score. Sure, he had an interception early on, but it was nothing more than a little speed bump on the road to glory. Hurts showed poise under pressure, guiding his team through a game that was much about emotion as it was about execution. And when the final whistle blew, he was named Super Bowl MVP, a title that was deserved as any in recent memory. Now, here's where things get even better. Rookie cornerback Cooper DeJean. What a better way to celebrate your 22nd birthday than by making the play of a lifetime. DeJean, who was just out there having a good time, intercepted a Mahomes pass and ran it back for 38 yards for a touchdown. I mean, the Eagles were already in control. But that play, that was a dagger. Afterward, DeJean simply said, "It fell right into my lap," which, if we're being honest, sounds like something only a guy on his birthday could say. For the Chiefs, this was a tough pill to swallow. Their dream of a three-peat shut down in flames. The Eagles showed that they were a complete team. Offense, defense, special teams, all firing on all cylinders. The Chiefs' offensive line had no answer for the Eagles' pass rush, and Mahomes, for once, looked mortal. Moving forward, the Chiefs will have some serious soul-searching to do, retooling their strategy to come back stronger. For the Eagles, this was the pinnacle. A redemptive victory over the team that took their heart a year earlier. A second Super Bowl title that solidified their place in NFL lore. The way they dominated, well, it wasn't just for the win. It was the how. From the first whistle to the last, they were simply the better team. And if you ask me, the Eagles aren't just a team, they're a dynasty in the making. Super Bowl 59 wasn't just another game, it was a statement. It was a battle of wills, a changing of the guard, and a redemption story for the ages. The Eagles made it clear that their time had come, and they weren't going anywhere. A 40-22 victory over the Chiefs that left no doubt they're the team to beat. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Final Whistle Chronicles. I'm Riley Loper, and I'll catch you next time, unless you're the Chiefs, in which case you might want to take a little longer to recover.